Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Just to throw your hands in the air, waving like I just don't care, like a Ginger Rogers and a Fred Astaire. Let me hear you say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back. Our last guests are the founder and CEO and the head of events and community of HUE Capital. And they are here with us today to shine a light on the work that they are doing with the AI-powered media and tech company. It's a beautiful company, and they're going to be talking about so much more. Please welcome to the show, Jerlisa, Juju. They call her Juju. What's that other name?
Jerlisa is my first name, and my nickname is Juju. But
No.
I did tell you a secret.
You did.
I
You
did
can
tell
me
you a
later.
secret, and my family nickname is Jerlys.
She said she wants to get it out there.
I was like, oh, I'll get it up for you. I'll get it up for you.
All right, you get it out. And Fontaine.
He's so funny.
And Magic Washington. Welcome to the show,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you for having us.
Juju Fontaine. Listen, you guys are so, and I saw you watched everybody come on, and you guys were just checking the whole thing out. Now you're experts, right? So I can just sit back, fold my arms, kick off my shoes, and
Get
relax my feet, and you guys can just go for it, right?
Yeah. So,
Tell us a little
welcome to my show.
Tell us a little about yourselves and what you do.
For sure. So I'll start off. My name is Jerlisa Fontaine. Everybody calls me Juju. As mentioned, founder and CEO of HUE Capital. HUE Capital is actually two things. So primarily, we're a professional network. We cater to people who are professionals in corporate, but also people who are early stage founders. But in conjunction with that, we are an AI-powered career platform. We have this tool called HUE AI, and the whole point of HUE is to basically be your career and business advisor. So there are so many people out there who are honestly trying to find help with career pivoting, starting a business, getting promoted, and they don't have access to funds to get that kind of help. So HUE Capital is solving that problem. I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Boogie down,
Uptown,
BX.
baby,
All right.
uptown. We're talking about Boston Road, Eastchester,
All right, now.
Alberton, Burke, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, they're gonna love you.
Oh, they're gonna love you. Come on, y'all. Bronx through and through. Bronx through and through. And I also went to DeWitt Clinton High School.
There you go, DeWitt Clinton.
Down the block.
Yeah, I jumped in front of the high school with the WBLS van and put you guys on the radio and all that stuff. Magic, how did you jump in?
Yes, so my name is Magic Washington. I am head of events and community for HUE Capital. And like Juju mentioned, all of HUE Capital is, my role is specifically to cultivate those experiences online and in real life. Really for professionals and founders, and really just helping people create meaningful connections. That's all of our events. That's what all of our events are essentially about. Similar to Juju, I'm from the Bronx. I grew up uptown, Edenwald Projects.
All right now.
I went to Sousa. I went to DeWitt Clinton, which is actually where we met.
All right.
And then we became best friends. And I also lived in Parkchester for a little bit. So
There you go.
shout out to the 6 line. So I was kind of
The
on both
6.
sides of the Bronx.
Yeah, but listen, AI, nobody knew about AI. Some people still don't know about AI. Now, when did you guys get into it?
Okay, so funny story. Magic will kind of give you guys the origin story of HUE Capital, but as of this year, we had transitioned from being an events company to being an actual tech company. So we actually kicked off our AI journey this year, I want to say late June. And it's so funny talking about AI because people think that AI is just like this horrifying thing that's going to take over the world and humans won't matter, and that's not the case. I can promise you guys that's not the case. But the reality is, though, the people who will flourish in the workforce are people who realize that either you know how to use AI very well, or you're someone who is creating tools that are driven by AI.
Yeah.
If you can do one of those two things, you will be able to find a job.
Yeah, and but that's just like when social media first started, you know. A lot of people say, oh, I'll lay on it. But social media came out and people started hiring people who had huge numbers of followers. You know, they didn't have a whole lot of talent in that area. I mean, some people, but they had a huge following. And they figured if I hire those people will come. If I hire that person, those followers will come in and support our company. I know.
Exactly.
How do you know?
I know. I've seen it. Don't start like if you interview me.
So actually, we're going to switch roles now.
No, go ahead. All right.
But no, just to kind of add on to what Juju mentioned, how HUE Capital even got started. What a lot of people don't know is that HUE Capital actually was just a podcast
You see?
initially.
You see?
Then we kind of turned into throwing in events, which is where I came into play. And one thing about Juju and I, not only are we best friends, not only do we do business together, we also live together. So we are constantly talking to each other on the phone, even though we're in the same house. And you know, one random night, one summer, at like 2 in the morning, we're on FaceTime and we're kind of like, we need to create an event. So for me, when I think about events, what ties me to events is something that I can relate to.
Yeah.
What is nostalgic? So we kind of wanted to create a whole event around something that is nostalgic for people that are in our generation. So I'm like, okay, thinking about games that we played as kids, parties that we went to during college. And then I was like, oh, okay, what about a traffic light party? And for those of you who are not familiar with that is, it's kind of like you wear green if you're single, red if you're taken, yellow if it's complicated. So we were like, okay, a lot of people know what that is, and it's fun and it's relatable, but how can we make this professional? So then we took every color of the traffic light and made it identify with different industries. So you have healthcare and social impact,
cool.
media and entertainment, and business and tech. And that is essentially how HUE Lane, which is our staple quarterly networking mixer, was birthed. So essentially we make networking a lot more intentional by providing attendees with color-coded wristbands and name tags, so that instead of trying to work the room and figure out who here works in media, if Juju has on a red wristband, I have on a red wristband, I know that we work in the same industry and see someone that I need to know.
Exactly.
Should I have on a red wristband also?
You probably should. No, you should have yellow.
Yellow? Why
The
yellow?
media.
Yes.
Media is yellow?
Yeah.
All right.
Media.
I'm catching on.
I love it.
All
You're
right.
paying attention.
Well, wait a minute.
Quick learner.
Yeah. The early days of AI, analytics,
So for HUE Capital or just AI in general?
AI in general.
So AI in general is a lot of different things. I think that AI has become more popular because we've been exposed to generative AI. Generative AI is a concept of AI that really promotes creativity. There's a woman, her name is X. She's a popular software engineer in the AI space.
Yeah.
And I feel like one thing that she did very well was helping people understand that you can correlate different types of AI to different types of human senses.
Yes.
So let's say, for example, you're talking about hearing, listening, right? What is some form of AI that we engage with when it comes to technology that has to do with hearing? Can you think of anything?
Siri?
That's right, exactly. So there's Siri and there's
yeah.
Alexa, right?
Yeah.
And that's called natural learning processing. And then you have another concept of it, which is computer vision, right? Where basically AI is able to see your face and identify who you are. That is our sense of sight. So I wouldn't say that AI was only used in the beginning for analytics purposes. AI is primarily driven by data, which
Yeah.
is analytics, but you're seeing it applied to so many different
Yeah,
areas.
well, I only said that because, you know, they started analytics. They tried to find out all about you so they can throw commercials in there.
Yep,
That you,
Ads,
and
all
even
that.
if you say something, you say, well, I was just talking about that. How did that thing know?
They listen
So
to
I'm
us.
thinking that it's like the early days of AI. So now you go on and you go on one of those platforms for AI and you put something in there,
It's called machine learning.
machine learning.
So basically, when you're engaging with platforms, let's say, for example, like a Netflix or social media, what they're doing is they're studying your behavior. They're studying
Yeah.
the way you interact with the product so that they can keep showcasing you material that you've been engaging with for the past day, 2 days, 3 days. For example, people will always make a joke and say, yesterday I saw one video of a dog. Then I saw two. Today on my Explore page, all I see are dogs
Yeah.
because it's trying to give you information that you've been seeking.
And they did that same research in real time in radio too, and other corporations where they have these gatherings where people come together and you ask them different questions,
Yep.
and they did the ratings that way and all that. But now,
Yeah, AI is everything now. Like
Yeah.
whatever it is that we can
It's like
do,
analog
AI
and
is trying
digital,
to be
but
that,
yeah.
literally, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you asked that question, right? Because back to Magic's point about us being this in real life and digital platform, inspired by our events was the fact that we should pivot into a tech company because
Yeah.
when people came to our events, their biggest concern was two things. There are so many amazing people in the room.
yeah,
But there's like 300 to like 500 people in this room.
no way I can speak to
can't-
everybody.
I can't meet everybody.
Yeah.
That's the first problem. The second problem is people realize that while they're meeting people that they do want to, I guess, be friends with or be coworkers with or be business partners with, they're realizing that, you know, I'm not really sure what to talk about. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good at what I do. I think that I want to grow in my career, but I'm
Yeah.
not really good at carrying a conversation because I'm missing this thing called career advisement. So we knew that for us, okay, listen, if those are the two problems that we need to solve, two things need to happen. The first thing is HUE AI, which is giving you the career advice that you're seeking. But then number two is something that's coming up in January of next year, where we will be, if there was a camera, let's see. Matter of fact, where we will actually be relaunching as a professional social network.
Oh,
So
all right.
exactly. So if you are somebody who identifies yourself as a professional or early stage founder and you want to be on a professional platform where you have more control over your feed, you have more opportunity to have more intentional conversations, you would come to HUE Capital, the new and improved version of HUE Capital.
And to take
HUE
the
Cap for sure.
HUE Cap.
Exactly. We actually call our community HUE Crew as well.
Crew, the HUE
The
Crew.
HUE Crew.
Mhm.
So if you're down with HUE
Say that
Capital,
5
you're part of
times
the
real
HUE
fast.
Crew. HUE Crew, HUE Crew, HUE Crew. So I was gonna say, to take the conversation of AI a step further, we actually launched something with our HUE Lane event called HUE Matched.
Yeah.
So essentially what it is,
Whoa, all
whatever email that you use to register for the event,
Uh-huh.
what happens is when you come into HUE Lane, you scan a QR code, and then it'll bring you to a page that says HUE Match. And once you put in your email, it'll do a little and then it'll automatically generate 10 people in the room that share similar interests with you, that may work in your industry, that you need to meet, that are currently in the room. And then once you connect with your 5 people, once you find at least 5 of them, it'll go like, HUE Match. You've just connected with these 5 people. And it gives you their LinkedIn. So, you know, we're really incorporating AI into every facet of the business.
I like
And then
it.
the one extra tool that we do have that doesn't have AI in it, but it is accessible on our platform, is the tool called Connected. We're connecting you with your professional or career kin, your new career family. And the whole point of it is to expose people to an array of different professional organizations that they might find more interesting, depending on what industry they're in. So let's say, for example, if you are like the big doctor over here, right, and you want to maybe enjoy more people who are in the media industry, you would come to Connected, you would use the filters and the search, and you'll be able to find a plethora of organizations that are in the media industry, so you can build community within that space.
I like what you guys are doing.
We're
We
trying.
working, we working, we working.
Add the boogie down BX. AI.
So yeah,
Where do we go to find more information about what you guys are doing? Did you post it up? You put it on the website, social media?
So if you guys want to keep up with us, you can check out our website, which is www.huecapital.co. So not com, that's huecapital.co. You can find us on Instagram at HUE Capital Co. Same on TikTok as well as YouTube.
Yep. And then I'll add on to that, by the way, if you want to be, if you want to receive like early access to any of our events or our resources or our launches, make sure you subscribe on the website. So don't just visit the website, subscribe to our newsletter, or else you'll miss everything.
There you go. I'm loving the way you guys put it all together.
We try.
Thank you, thank
The
you.
AI, you know, although it's the beginning stage, really beginning stages for a lot of people who are just climbing onto it. You guys are into it and you know where it's going, so to speak, and you know what you want to do with it to help it.
Can I make a comment on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
as well? I do want to also mention to people that AI is not as difficult as you think it is. There are different ways for you to get involved in AI. There's a technical aspect where, yes, you are coding, you're building algorithms and et cetera. That is a very hard part, for
Algorithms.
sure. But there are things called no-code solutions, right? So you have these software or these apps or these platforms where you don't have to code AI. You can basically design the flow of the experience in itself, provide it with the content that you want it to basically express to other people. And you can do all of that with no code at all. So if you are someone where you feel like you have a lot of ideas about products that you want to create, you don't necessarily need to be the person engineering it. You can be that person as well. And then one more thing on the non-technical side, government is a really big deal, especially right now. And the reality is there are people who are making policies about the way AI is being used. People will frequently associate that with ethical AI. So if you are someone who doesn't want to build AI, but you want to be able to protect people from AI, then maybe doing policy work and ethical AI is for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys are tech heads. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
and come
you for
back
having
again,
us.
right? Share some more.
We sure
Yes,
will.
yes,
Thank
please
you.
have us,
There you
please have
go.
us.
Jerlisa Juju Fontaine,
That's me.
MPH, founder and CEO, I'm going to say HUE Cap.
HUE Cap.
Yeah, and Magic Washington, head of events and community. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having
Thank you.
us.
There it is right